Hello YouTube, I wanted to show you a vehicle speed sensor. You hear some panting in the background, that's the dog there. Anyways, this is off of a 1990 Honda Accord, and it's just got a 3-prong connector to it. And I'm showing you this out of the vehicle. There's a bracket that goes over one of these screws. I believe it's this one here, but it just goes up and over, and that will clip into this bottom piece right here, and so that'll actually clip onto the bracket. And can't remember, it either faces, I think it faces this way, but I'll show you in the car here in just a minute. And so there's only one other connector. You just squeeze the tab and pull it off, and there's not too much to these. They come with a pin, and they'll just, the shaft is kind of slotted so it'll only go in correctly, and this part goes into your transmission. I think it's, if I remember right, it was easier to drop this pin into the transmission first and then place this over the top, and you kind of wiggle it back and forth and let it drop in. Then I put the bracket on, drop the screw in there, and then tighten it down. Same on this side, and then clip this onto the bracket. And I'll show you what this looks like in the car. What's kind of amazing about this thing is this is not rocket science. This is something called, I think this is working off something called a Hall effect, which just basically means there's probably a post with a magnet on it that spins around from the shaft that's attached to your transmission. And every time it passes a coil, it sends an electrical pulse. One of these wires is ground, the other one's battery power, and the last one is a signal wire. So it'd send the pulse to the signal wire, and this would go to ECU, and that's how your car knows how fast it's going. What was amazing about this is, this is probably highly precision. 1990 is quite a while from, it's 2016 there, so that lasted quite a long time, and it was built probably with really good parts and stuff. The replacement ones, even if you got them from Honda, they're probably, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what Honda's doing, but a lot of the aftermarket ones are all made in China, and they're not passing the savings on to the consumer. They still want like 70 bucks for one of these. A new one, I'm gonna guess, is probably around $200 OEM from Honda, but it should last a long time. That being said, the one I got was only $12. So the days of price gouging for auto parts is slowly coming to an end, I believe, and that sometimes you can get a quality part for probably what it's costing to manufacture off of like eBay and stuff like that. It's kind of hit or miss right now, but the quality is getting better. I was really set, I was like, oh, $12 part. How, I go down to AutoZone and they're like $70, and you're just like, is it really gonna be? Is it gonna work, or is it just gonna fall apart? And I figured for $12, couldn't go wrong, and I tried it out, and it's been working for a week now. And there's not a lot to a Hall effect. The technology is like really basic, so it should be able to get an aftermarket manufacturer in China to make these things that work. Their hardest part is actually probably getting OEM style connectors. But anyways, I'll show you what this looks like in the car and a couple tips for putting it in. Alright, so I'll kind of step back a little bit, give you a reference, see where we're going in the engine here. Here's the one I was just showing you. I just put it here. That's kind of how it goes in there. And it's probably best when you're going to do this to take the band clamps off of this and remove this air intake. It gives you a lot more access down there. But if you got a good set of good socket set with nice extensions and swivels and stuff, I was able to do this in place without having to pull any parts. It took me a while, and you want to definitely wear gloves. I'll show you where it sits. And that's it there. And a couple of things I want to show you is, see, it just has that bolt right there holding it in, and there's that bracket I was telling you about. And the female connector, which I'll show you again, faces towards the firewall. That's the firewall here. And what I was talking about there is this female bracket here. So they had that L shape, went over here, and this would clip and face that direction there. But some things, I just kind of came in through the top here. Let's see if this will show up. If I can get it. There we go. So that's, you know, you got a clear shot at that bolt right there. Boy, the autofocus is kind of goofing up. I think that's right. Come on. Apologize for the camera. Let me make sure I'm actually hitting the right thing. I'll light it up quite a bit there. Yeah, there we go. So there's a good shot of it. So there's the one bolt on the other side. And as you can see, I have a straight shot through the top with some extensions to get at it. The other side, I just went in, like I showed you before. Where'd it go there? I went in down there and accessed the 10mm right down there, which isn't wanting to focus. So you can do this without pulling everything off, and it was a pretty easy operation. And for 12 bucks, you know, it was, if you took this to somebody, they're going to charge you, usually part stores charge you double for the part. So if it was $70 part, they'd charge you like $140, and then, you know, labor, they probably suggest taking this thing off. I don't know if that's what they just go by what their book says. But in an auto shop, if the book says take that off, and the guy knows he can get in there without doing it, he'll do it the fastest way so he makes more money. Nothing wrong with that. He's just trying to make a buck. But so you're probably, I wonder, I should call up and see how much they would charge. If you called in, this is called a vehicle speed sensor. And maybe some of my viewers out there, maybe you guys call some local shops and just say, hey, I got a 1990 Cord EX. How much would it cost to get the vehicle speed sensor replaced? And I'll do the same thing, maybe. And be kind of interesting to see how much a job like this was priced out for. It cost me $12 and some time, and I enjoy this, so I don't mind the time part. Anyhow, so I hope this vehicle helps, or this video helps somebody who needs to change a speed sensor. And I'm pretty happy with the $12 one. So. And it's been holding up, and it fixed my problem. My speedometer works now, and my odometer and my tripometer, all that stuff's working now. I thought my clock was related to this being bad, but it had nothing to do with it. I was worried it was a ground. I just got a bad clock that comes in and out. But the symptoms of your speedometer not working, I mean your vehicle speed sensor not working, is your speedometer won't work, and your mileage and your odometers won't be working when your speedometer is not working. Anyhow, again, I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and if you subscribe, you'll see more videos as they come out. Thank you for watching.